Hi everybody, welcome to my first Plan With Me video for 2024. I'm Nay from Nay's Crafty World, and today I will be planning my bullet journal for January. I'm using my new Notebook Therapy bullet journal for today's Plan With Me, and for the first month of the year, I like to continue my yearly setup theme, which is a magical moon theme this year. If you haven't seen my 2024 journal setup yet, you can click on the link at the top of the screen. I hope that all of you had a fun new year. I was lucky enough to be back with my family for Christmas and New Year's this year. It's been a long time since I was able to spend the holiday with them and take some time to relax and just be with my favorite people. As you can see, I've already sketched the moon design on the cover page. I decided to use gouache paint for this setup, and I chose 4 vibrant colors: a deep blue, a sky blue, purple, and pink. I'm starting with the light blue, and then I'll gradually start adding the deep blue in without cleaning my brush. I want the colors to mix and flow into each other. Next, I start adding the purple onto the page, and I kind of push the purple into the blue paint a little bit to help them blend on the page. As I pull the purple paint down, you can see it starts to lighten into a more pink color, and this is where I go in and add a more vibrant pink. I'm letting the paint mix together on the paper, switching back and forth between colors, going all around the moon and making sure not to paint over the clouds or the moon. Now that the paint has sat on the page for a second, I'm going in with some tissue paper to soak up some of the excess paint. This will also create some cool cloud-like patterns. I'm using a clean, damp brush to soften some of the lines made by the tissue. While that all dries, I'm using my Sakura Pigma brush pen to write the month title and year. The next page is my month at a glance page. Here is where I'll set up my goals and track some stats for January. First, I'm writing out a mini calendar for me to reference, and I like to start my weeks on a Monday. I'm also including a little key on this page. I know my key pretty well by now, but I thought it would be nice for you to see what I usually use when I plan out my weekly tasks. The stats that I track are very simple. I just have 2 platforms that I'm tracking at the moment, which is Instagram and YouTube. And then I'm also including the main goals and tasks for the month here. This is a space where I can write any big goals or appointments, etc., that I need to know and remember during the month. Now that the paint is fully dry, I'm going back in with my Sakura Micron fine liner pen in the size 005 to outline the moon and the clouds. I'm also adding some stars and sparkles with my white Jelly Roll pen around the moon. Moving on to the next spread, this will be my monthly planner for January. I'm starting off using the same painting technique and colors as on the cover page. On this page, the theme is more of a galaxy theme with some planets hanging from the top of the page. I have so many exciting things planned for this year that I can't wait to share with you. If you'd like to keep up with me and don't want to miss any announcements, be sure to follow me on Instagram to stay updated on all things crafty. Now, because it's the beginning of the new year, I thought that I'd include some positive planning for this month, starting with a few affirmations and self-care acts, making sure that I don't forget about my well-being and take some time for myself. At the bottom, I also have a note section for any other thoughts and ideas that I might have. Starting on the first page and continuing on the next will be my calendar planner. Here is where I'll write down big events, holidays, or scheduled videos so that they're easy to see. I'm not gonna lie, it is so satisfying that the 1st of January lands on a Monday. The whole calendar looks so well balanced. Continuing the planet drawings, after the paint has fully dried, I'm once again using my size 005 fine liner pen and going over the design in pen. And finishing off the page with some galaxy washi tape from Leebee. The washi tape really goes well with the paint colors. Let's move on to the weeklies. As always, I will be setting up all of my weeklies for the month. Otherwise, I'll get too busy later on in the month and end up not doing them. But to save some time, I'll show you how I set up the first week and then just show you the rest in the flip through at the end. At the top, I have my to-do list for the week, followed by each day of the week. Each day has about 6 lines where I can write down tasks and things on my schedule for that day. For the month title in the middle of the pages, I used this fun witchy font that I found on Pinterest to write out the month of January. Now I could not make up my mind on which washi tape to use in the middle of the page. I went through a few different ones and then I ended up changing it off camera the last time before the flip through at the end. Here I'm using my Sakura Koi brush pen in the color Pale Orange to line every other line in my weekly, and for the notes I'm using purple. I know what you're thinking, another calendar, but I like to have a mini calendar on each weekly page to reference. On each of the 4 weeklies, I'll be using one of these notebook therapy stickers. And to finish off the page, I'm using my white Jelly Roll pen to go over the notes title to make it pop. And finally, here we are, my final 2 spreads for January setup, my habit tracker and my monthly budget page. The habit tracker is very simple with 4 main habits with their own calendars to track on what days I do them. So for example, if I read on Monday and Tuesday, I'll make a little dot on those days. There is also a weekly habits section where I can track habits that I want to do at least once a week. Here I'll write the habit or activity and then make a little check next to it for each week that I do it. In the middle of the page, I'm once again using those same colors that I've been using throughout this setup. I like to keep all my pages coherent throughout each month. Here I have some random sticker sheets. I'm using the little magical bottle at the base of the color cloud so that it kind of looks like the cloud is coming out of the bottle. And here I'm also adding some little planets and stars or diamonds around the top. My monthly budget page is something I haven't included in a setup in a very long time. I'm still on holiday this month, so I'm not even sure that I'll end up using it in this month, but I can at least still track my income and write down what I spend every day. Let's talk about how my monthly budget works. Firstly, I have a monthly income space where I can write my main salary from being a teacher and also any extra income that might come in throughout the month. The second section is where I write all my fixed expenses such as rent, subscriptions, etc. Next is the variable expenses section. These are costs that might change from month to month. And lastly is my savings section. On the right side of the page is where I want to try and write down how much money I spend every day. There you have it, my full setup for January. I hope that you've enjoyed this video today. If you did, please like this video to show me that you care and enjoy the flip through. Until next time, I hope you have a very crafty day.